DHS now charges $1,000 parole fee and what it means for immigrants in the US. Starting October 16, 2025, a new $1,000 fee applies to most cases where a person is paroled into the United States. This policy took effect immediately after publication in Federal Register, and it affects many people applying for or renewing parole. And we've been getting so many questions from our clients or followers, especially the ones that have current travel paroles, and then they want to know if this $1,000 fee applies to them. This is why I'm in front of you today to share this video with our followers and clients. First of all, I would like to start with what is parole means actually, right? What parole means. And that's important, starting with the basic understanding, then you can actually understand if it applies to you or not. So in immigration, parole means permission to enter or stay in the United States temporarily for urgent humanitarian reasons or significant public benefit. It's not a visa and it's not a green card. You're still legally considered outside the US for admission purposes. It's a temporary entry under DHS discretion. Common examples includes humanitarian parole for emergencies, parole in place for family of U.S. military members, advanced parole for adjustment of status applicants, and re-parole or extensions for people already in the U.S. under parole. So the new $1,000 fee under the new DHS rule published on October 16, 2025, every person who is granted parole must pay $1,000 fee before the parole takes effect. The government says it's meant to increase accountability and prevent fraud or abuse of the parole system. This applies whether the parole is granted at a port of entry for humanitarian reasons or even for parole in place. You don't pay when you file a request. The fee is collected after approval just before parole is issued. So if you don't pay, the parole won't be granted. There are some exceptions where people do not need to pay the $1,000 fee. So some of the key exceptions that I'm going to explain, and if the situation actually applies to you, you do not need to pay the $1,000 fee. Medical emergencies where treatment isn't available abroad. Parent or guardian traveling for that medical emergency. Organ or tissue donors who need to enter quickly. Visiting a dying or deceased close family member when visa processing isn't possible in time. Adopted children with urgent medical needs. Individuals returning to the U.S. on advanced parole while their green card 485 application is pending. Certain Cuban or Haitian entrants, people required in the U.S. for law enforcement or public benefit reasons. So most asylum seekers and humanitarian parole applicants won't automatically qualify unless their case fits one of these listed categories. So it's very important and especially we do get so many calls from our followers and clients, especially the one who have advanced parole because of their 485 applications pending at the USCIS. Based on this policy, this $1,000 parole fee does not apply to applicants who has advanced parole or who's getting advanced parole because their 485 application is pending. They will not be subject to this $1,000 fee. So, of course, who's going to collect this fee and when this is going to happen? Depending on your case, CBP collects it if you are paroled at the border or airport. USCIS collects it for parole in place or humanitarian parole inside the U.S. And ICE may collect it if you release from custody on parole. The agency will send a notice with payment instructions. The amount may also increase each year with inflation. Of course, there's an impact on immigrant and asylum seekers. For many people fleeing danger or applying for humanitarian parole, $1,000 is a lot of money. It could make the process harder for low-income applicants or those escaping persecution. However, DHS argues the fee is necessary to fund operations and deter fraudulent applications. So, important takeaways from here that I could tell my followers and clients. The $1,000 parole fee applies to all new parole grants after October 16, 2025. Existing parole granted before that day is not affected until you reapply or extend it. There are limited exemptions, mostly for emergencies and adjustment of status cases. Always, of course, you have to check your Federal Register notice and USCIS guidance for any updates. I hope that today's video is helpful to our followers. And if you find this video helpful, please like this video, subscribe, and share it with others who might be affected by this new rule. And have a great day. This is Attorney Ayhan Ögmen.